This is a quick video about the various spreadsheets available in Trimble Business Center. As you can see, I have a project open and I've imported a few files, a couple of job files and some static data in the form of TO2s. And that's mainly just so that I can show actual data in the spreadsheets themselves. It doesn't really matter in the project space. So we're going to start off by just going right into our points spreadsheet. Open that up. And this is all of the points within the project. As you can see, there are various columns here, point ID, northern, easting, elevation, so on. And just a reminder, anything in blue text in TBC can be edited. So you can see I have a lot of duplicate points here. Let's say if I knew one of these was incorrect, I could go edit that directly. And you can actually see over here in the points tab, it's been changed. So if I wanted to, I could do that for the rest of them. And if I wanted to see any data that's not available here, I could actually go into my project settings right here under the view section and then go to my points spreadsheet. And you can see all of the various column headers that are available here. So like the layer, for instance, is hidden. So for instance, if I wanted to show the global coordinate, I could show all of these and then hit OK. And you'll see in the point spreadsheet, any coordinate that actually has a global coordinate will show the lat, long, and height. Any coordinate that's just local will not. So that's probably why these were doubled up here. Some of them are local, some of them are global. You can also sort the order of the data, like point ID right now is sorted by smallest to largest. You could also do from greatest to least, or in case of alphabetical, it would start from Z back to A. And you can even filter what data you're showing here. So if there was like a custom filter you wanted to apply, you could do that. You could actually change the northing, greater than or less than equal to, and it's just a basic filter that you can do here if you wanted to change the spreadsheet. We're going to close out of that, and then we're going to go into the occupation spreadsheet. So these are all of the occupations. In this case, these are the GNSS base stations from the network. And as you can see here, they are all about 2.5 hours long, all just typical static data. These are actually from the TO2 files right over here. You can see, let's say we wanted to change the antenna height for these. So I could change this to, I don't know, let's say 2. And then that just changes it directly as opposed to going over to the properties and then doing it that way. You could also change, for example, the antenna method. So you could say like the bottom of the lever here. All right, so that's just the basic occupation spreadsheet. The next is the optical spreadsheet. This is for all of our total station observations. If you wanted to actually select multiple rows, and this applies to all of the other spreadsheets as well, you can click on here and you can either click and drag to select it this way, or if you wanted to select, say, a whole lot of them, I'm selecting just the first row here, and then I'm going to go down to the last row, holding down the Shift key, and I'm clicking there, and that will select everything. So let's say I wanted to actually change my target height here. So let's say I'm working with a 2-meter rod. I can just change the properties in here, and then that actually changes everything en masse over to 2 meters. You can see that this reflected here. We could also do the same for the prism type. So let's say instead of a custom prism, it was just a direct reflex shot. And then we can apply it to everything. So now all of the prism types and everything selected are direct reflex. And if you wanted to just select some of the rows, you could hold down the Control key on your keyboard and then select them like this. You can see I'm just highlighting a few of the points here. So you don't have to select them in order either necessarily. All right, so that's the optical spreadsheet. Lastly, we're going to talk about the vector spreadsheet. These are the various vectors for your GNSS observations. And what we're going to do right now is we're just going to enable or disable a few vectors. So to do that, you can see the status here is just enabled. We're going to select a few of these, and then we're just going to disable them in case you had any unnecessary vectors or just vectors you wanted to ignore in your project. You could always do it that way. And that's pretty much it. That was an overview of all the spreadsheets within Trimble Business Center. Thank you for watching.